Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Tuesday. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I got a word for you. Tap in. Stop letting people play in your face. My friends, my good sis, my good bro, stop letting people play in your face. Now, I made this recording geared towards a conversation I had with someone, so I'm kind of piggybacking off of it, but my spirit is still ignited, so I figure I'll jump on really quickly and kind of just elaborate a little further. At the end of the day, it will be hard to really implement and even receive, maybe not receive, but implement some of the things that we're going to talk about if you are wounded. Meaning, for example, that can look like coming out of a relationship or a marriage recently and your confidence and your self-esteem is to the floor. That's not everybody, of course. Some people gain major confidence leaving. But if you're wounded, if you're still struggling with unhealed areas of your life, whether it be childhood or whatever, at the end of the day, your confidence is just not where it needs to be. So it's going to be hard to implement. This is why healing is so very important, because once you heal, you know who you are. Once you heal, you know you're the prize. Once you heal and you're walking in your purpose and calling, you know that anything you touch turns to gold. So anybody who's under your umbrella is literally benefiting. You bring value to their lives, and vice versa if you choose correctly, right? You bring value to each other's lives. But if you're unhealed for whatever reason, you will allow people to literally play in your face. You will allow narcissists to manipulate you. You will allow people to lie even when you have evidence in your face. Like, you will accept the lies even though your spirit is telling you something completely different. So it's irrelevant to what somebody is saying to you when their actions are proving different. It's irrelevant what someone is saying to you when your spirit tells you different. The spirit doesn't lie, right? We're not speaking about red flags because of trauma triggers, right? We're speaking about your spirit. Your spirit is not disturbed for no reason. Your spirit is disturbed because there's something going on. There's something that's grieving your spirit. But flesh, because you're struggling, or you're broken in certain areas, and trying to come back up, your flesh will have you making excuses. Your flesh will have you accepting blatant lies. Your flesh will have you tolerating blatant disrespect. When you get to a certain level, you will have zero problems cutting a person off. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your title. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters. Like, you got to stand on business when it comes down to demanding your respect. But what will happen is, because so many people are broken for whatever reason, it's almost like you feel if you let go or if you walk away, then that's going to kind of leave you I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but you feel like if you walk away, like, you're going to be missing something. No. They're going to be missing something. This is why it's so important for you to work on yourself and level up and become the best version of yourself, because you will know when I walk, you're going to feel the void. That's the word I was looking for. You're going to feel the void, not me. People will only do what you allow. If a person is constantly lying to you, they say they're going to call at a certain time, they don't call. They're making up excuses on the next day or why they didn't call. They're supposed to come and see you, they're 5 hours late. And let's be clear, this is something that you addressed before, because I do know, as a woman myself, sometimes we think people can read our minds. And you got to get to the point where you express your concerns. But that concern should not be something that is expressed over and over and over and over and over. They're literally playing in your face. They're literally disrespecting you in your face because they know you will allow it. People will only do what you allow. You have to also understand, gearing more towards my ladies right now, you have to also understand that there are not a lot of women in this world today that's making men stand on business. Everything is so easy. Everything is so available. So it's almost like a lot of the time, some, all caps, some men will gear more towards something that's really not holding them accountable for a short time, for a fun time, right? But at the end of the day, you can't worry about that. You can't worry about, oh, well, he may go to something more easy because she may not be holding him accountable. That's her. That's not even going to last, because there's no respect, right? You're not putting up boundaries, so that won't last after a few. That ain't gonna last, honey. At the end of the day, right? What's going to last is when you stand on business, when it comes down to accountability, and most importantly, your respect. So once you address that, and then the actions still fall off, you gotta walk. You gotta walk because you know you're the prize. You gotta walk because you know when one fall off, that there's 50 more waiting. You gotta walk. And when you walk, you can't be thinking about, well, will this come back? You don't let that go, right? You gotta let that energy go. If it's meant, they will change, right? You don't change if you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, right? You don't change, they gotta change. If they really want to be with you, they gotta change. But if you're not holding them accountable, what are they going to change for? If they can lie to you every night, right? Laying out with a whole woman, or man, but then saying that they couldn't answer the phone because of X, Y, and Z. And now you address this issue, and your whole spirit then told you this person is lying right in your face. And now you allow the enemy, Satan, to literally start getting in your head, making you think that you're the problem, making you think that, oh, maybe you're overthinking. Maybe your spirit is not lying to you. You gotta level up. You gotta go into an intentional healing season. You gotta stop hopping from relationship to relationship, men and women. But a man popped in my head for some reason. It's not, I don't know, right? You gotta stop hopping from relationship to relationship without going through a healing process, because all you're really doing is transferring trauma to trauma, right? Heartbreak to heartbreak, all that stuff. But if you're going into intentional healing season, you allow God to build you back up from your broken wounds. You'll be very, very selective who you allow in your life. You'll be very, very guarded of your peace. You will cut anybody off, including your own daddy, if he disturbs your peace. But you gotta let people stop playing in your face. There's no way in the world God can elevate you or elevate us when we are literally fighting with our own confidence, our own self-esteem, our own value, and not demanding respect. When you walk in certain rooms, you got to demand respect. Like, just walking in that room, people should feel your energy. They should know, okay, this one here, you can't play with. Like, you got to really step your game up. They may not even know anything about you, but that's what your energy should say. People can feel your energy. People can feel if they can have access to you depending on where they are in their own lives. They should be able to feel that. That's why when you're tapped in, your pool is smaller when it comes down to options, but your pool is something serious. Right? Your pool is something serious. So you can meet 1,000 dudes per day or women per day, right? But that's not really saying nothing. What's really saying something is what does your pool look like? Right? Are these quality people? Are these people who are on another level? Right? And that's all more about purpose and calling, being tapped in spiritually, things like that. But I wanted to share that because I think I guess I'll say I know we are in a time where God is removing so many people from your life, from our lives, and we have to be okay with that. But if you're still struggling and clinging on like a wildcat to people who are toxic, people who are manipulative, people who are lying, people who are playing in your, like, you got work to do. So allow God to work on you, right? Allow God to remove them. It will be a grieving process, regardless if the person is toxic or not. If that's where you're comfortable at, if you've been there for quite some time, it's going to be a grieving process. So you got to grieve. A lot of us are grieving in different areas right now. Some people's relationships, some people is loss of loved ones, some people is loss of jobs and careers, some people is loss of what you thought the promise was. But a lot of people are grieving right now. But what will happen is sometimes that grieving is so intense that it's more easy to try to jump to the next thing, or try to deal with toxic behaviors, or keep people around because you don't want to sit in that healing process, because it hurts. Healing hurts, period. But in order for you to get elevated, in order for the doors that's about to open, you got to get through this healing process. God will literally have to heal and purify you and get you to a posture that you know who you are. You know who you carry. If I allow you into my life, your life will change for the better. Everybody can't have access to that. People can't have access to that. But you got to know who you are. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.